There you go. There's a blast from the past. We met in high school and started dating and went to the junior prom together and our senior prom together. Was it love at first sight?
Yes.
Oh.
It was for me.
Okay. Well, I caught up. So.
Just last week.
I first noticed that Tom was having difficulty probably early in 2009. The young kids are swimming, and I was hearing often, "Pop, you've told me that already." And it became the mantra for almost the entire summer.
I was working for a major construction company in the New York City metropolitan area.
Tom has always been a very meticulous, very certain in how he's going, specific on how he would do things.
Math, numbers, personalities. You had to understand the job even before we got the job.
The neurologist told us that, well, you know, he's experiencing some memory problems, but really to get a diagnosis, we need to go through some neuropsychometric testing. The
first thing I started doing was not being ready, not being organized the night before I left, knowing what I had to do the next day. And I would waste most of my mornings trying to figure out what I had to do.
And we went in, met with the doctor, and he said, you know, he ran all the tests, he has reviewed everything, and said, your husband has Alzheimer's. And I think we both just sat there like, what?
I became a different person. It was just something that I thought it was the end of the world.
We both were in shock at that point in time.
If I'm diagnosed with early dementia now, what am I going to be like when I'm 65, 70? That's still a young age.
The first time that I met Tom and Suzanne, Tom was depressed. He was reeling, as I'm sure Suzanne was too, over the losses that they had experienced dealing with this diagnosis.
So when I talked to the doctor, he said, Tom, I'm going to make it easy for you. You have to stop work. You're going to have to stop work. You can no longer work. And so that seemed to help a little bit because I didn't want to have to make that decision. I wasn't ready to make that decision.
His ability to take a manual and to look at it and to read it and to understand, you know, how he was supposed to do something was no longer an option for him. That becomes very difficult for him because it's something he's always done. And he is very hard on himself because he expects to be able to go out, set up the lawnmower, set up the weed whacker, whatever has to be done, and shouldn't have to ask me for help.
The Alzheimer's Association is the largest private funder of Alzheimer research in the world. And in addition, we provide care and support for the families who are dealing with the disease.
When I first met Donna, going to these Alzheimer meetings, I didn't think it was for me.
My job was to paint the picture of what our group was like to him in a way that he could see this could be beneficial. And so I gave him some examples of how people in the group were functioning and living their lives and moving on with this disease in a productive and happy way.
The more I went, the more comfortable I felt, the more I thought I was helping other people feel comfortable, and the more I even saw in my wife that I think it was making her feel comfortable.
From that point on, I saw a difference in Tom that is really astounding as far as what he has decided to do with his life.
I've seen this gradual blossoming of who I think Tom really is.
It bothers me sometimes. You know, I think about it sometimes, but most of the time I want to continue.
And each step that he has taken, I think I've seen him come more alive. You know, each step towards living a full life again, reinventing his life, really.
I can go to bed at night and say, boy, I had a good day, or, you know, today wasn't too good, let's see what we can do tomorrow. I tell myself that every day, every night, you know, and it's what keeps me going.
He became a volunteer for our association in the pilot peer-to-peer program project, and he continues to make phone calls to people with early stage Alzheimer's, giving such needed support.
We made a phone call to the Alzheimer's Association, and it was the best phone call we've made. It has become an important part of our life.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
As the number of people with the disease increases, so will our need to provide services. And so we're looking to expand dramatically over the next few years.
I hope for a cure.
I'm going to be around to see my 4-year-old grandson get married. That's my wish. And remember it.